Good morning. Hope y'all good. I'm good, I guess. Got 19 weeks, no alcohol. That's what? Let's see. One, two, three, four, almost 5 months. One more week, it'll be 5 months. No booze. A year and 19 weeks, no drugs. Sober as a freaking heart attack. And I tell you, the more sober I get, the more my eyes are wide open to what's going on here on this planet. And I see why people do drugs and drink. And the more sober I get, the more I see why people consume drugs and alcohol. No doubt, no doubt. Because to be honest, this fucking world has always been a scary place to exist. It has. I would say for 99% of the people on this planet, minus the 1%, this always been a scary place to exist. Even when you're born, all you know when you're a little baby is your instinct, right? Because you don't know how to talk, you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to do anything. You just are pure instinct, right? So what do babies do when they are born into this scary planet? They shit their pants and they piss and they cry because they're scared, just like all other creatures. It's not just humans. It's scary for every creature that's been born into this planet. Minus the 1% that was, they're just, they don't get scared. The little babies that never cry, that's part of the 1%. They just don't get scared. But most little babies, they cry, right? Pooping everywhere, pissing, right? Crying, freaking out. All creatures, dogs, cats, freaking out, right? They're scared. It's a weird thing, man. If you think about it, being a creature on this planet, here we are. We don't even know, really, none of us know where. Like, we know where we came from, but like when you go way back, like there's controversy, Adam and Eve and all that. And we came from monkeys. And I tend to believe more like we evolved from like monkeys. That's more believable to me. I'm not a religious person, but I do think we are just a form of monkey. That's what I think. Where'd monkeys come from? Well, that's a good question. Well, we're probably some part of some kind of like, who knows, man? Lemur? Maybe a lemur or koala bear? Because we all have eyes, ears, noses, mouths, right? We're all kind of similar. We're just variations of that, right? Even like bugs, lizards, fishes, they all have eyes, right? Noses, mouths. Fish breathe water, we breathe air, okay? Even a octopus has arms, eyes, right? Little mouth. So we're all kind of similar in a certain way, right? But there's some creatures that aren't, like microbes and stuff, little microscopic creatures. They don't have like little mouths. And they're just weird. Like, that's where we came from. But, we all how did we become so from like a microbe to a fucking dinosaur, right? The spectrum is so wide. But most of the creatures with eyes, mouth, ears, they all cried when they were born, right? Freaked out, shit, pissed all over the place. And then we were raised to serve and to be served, right? That's what life is. That's what life is. You're born, you freak out, you shit and piss all over the place, you puke, you learn to serve and you serve each other, right? We all serve each other. Is what we do, right? That's what life is serving each other. We're helping each other because we have to, right? We have to. That's what life is. You can't just expect the world to serve you, right? I know I see people, they're entitled, they're really entitled, man. They think the world, they're the king of the world, and they're just going to kick back and the world has to serve them, right? Just because they have this mentality that life is, they're just born to be served, okay? Because they don't feel they have to do anything because they didn't ask to be brought into this world, right? They didn't ask to be born here. So since they were just thrusted into this world without their permission, the world must serve them, okay? No, not okay. You have to get off your ass. You have to get your ass out there just like all of us and go wipe your own ass. That's the way it works, right? Some people have been coddled their whole life. They've been served by their parents, overly served, and not informed of how life really works. And these kids are spoiled their whole existence, and their parents didn't do it right. And then they end up the same way. They're the king or queen, and the world must serve them as adults after their parents. Or even some parents serve their children their whole lives until they die, and then, you know, either they're left with enough money to continue to be served, or if they're not, they have a really rude awakening, and some of them die. They don't make it, or they really, really struggle. Or if the parents served them and spoiled them and then stopped all of a sudden, and then they freak out. They can't handle it. They can't handle just life. Just they can't handle wiping their own ass. They fail. And they keep crying and crying, like, when a mom or a dad leaves their child for a minute and the kid starts freaking out. Hey, nothing changes with just because they get older. You know, they end up freaking out because their parents aren't there to coddle them. They start crying and throwing a fit and pissing and shitting, you know? But I was thinking of that this morning because I see people online. I might be guilty of it myself. Crying about everything, right? I think I am guilty of it too, you know? I know these things because I've been there. I've done that. Okay. I know how it feels. I know how it feels to want to be served. I know how it feels to have to serve. But, the older I got, the more I realized that's just the way this life is on this planet. minus the 1%. But it's just, it is what it is. We're brought into this planet without our permission. It is what it is. We're we're raised. We have to be raised. That's our parents' duties. And hopefully they did a good enough job to where the baby can wipe his own ass, right? So it really does no good to cry about everything. It does no good to complain. I mean, it sounds like I complain a lot on my videos, but what I'm doing is just explaining things. That's all. In real life, I don't complain that much. I used to when I was younger, when I didn't have it figured out as much. I was I felt like a victim most of my youth. I did. I felt like a victim of life. And I had a lot of resentment because I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask for any of it. None of us did. Right? We didn't. But our parents chose to have us. Our parents tried to raise us and did raise us. Some failed, some didn't. Either way, we still have to take care of ourselves, and there's no getting out of it. Any way you dice it up, we have to serve and hope to be served, right? We have to help each other. We have to take care of the babies. We're all little babies still, right? Because without each other, without you, without them, without me, we can't survive, man. Not in this world. We need each other. We do. We need each other. Especially in this world we live in today, this machine we got going here, this money machine, without people running it, it totally collapses. Totally. So we have to rely on each other for this whole thing to work. You know, back before the military industrial complex started, people didn't need each other as much. They were self sufficient. They lived off the land. Okay? Someone could not need anybody and survive. He could go get his own food, his water, his shelter, eat, cook, do everything by himself. Go hunt for his food. A person could do that back then in those days, but not these days. I mean, it's really not set up anymore for people to be like that. Okay? We are wrapped up in this machine there that takes people. Sorry. So it's just what it is, man. We all have a role to play in this thing. You know, there is people out there that got themselves into a situation where they're being more served than they are helping, okay? They just, you know, there's people serving people, and the people that they're serving are not putting out. They're not contributing to society. And that's, those people, they're kind of useless, but they're out there. Most of those people don't have many luxuries either. They're just the bare minimum. But there's people out there that are not contributing to society and are being given shelter. They're given food. They're given free um, electricity, free whatever it is to help their little pad that's given to them, stay on. But they're totally reliant on that. You know, if they stop serving them kind of people, those people are back out on the street. So it's kind of a hard world, a hard gig, man, to be on this planet because it does take work. If you don't work, you don't, you can survive, but without working, but it does take some effort just to exist, right? It does. It takes effort. You have to eat, you have to shower, you have to clean, you have to do some things just to even exist. That's not even the things you have to do. That's just personal stuff, right? You can't just lay there or else you'll just die, right? You'll just die. So life is just work. Any way you dice it up, it's just every day has some work. It's just how much work do you put in every day is how far you can take it, right? That's why I get frustrated with myself when I don't feel like doing much. I get pissed because I know that the world is there. It's out there. And if you put in a lot of work, you can get more out of it. It just takes more work. And that's why I get mad at myself for not having motivation. It's frustrating to me why I don't feel like I have motivation to do things. Like, even as a kid, man, like I lacked motivation, man. Like in school, in all kinds of areas, throughout my life, I just didn't was not motivated, man. I know a lot of it had to do with my upbringing, you know, but at some point it's like, some people are able to overcome that and put in the work and this and that, but I don't know why I wasn't. I overcame things and I did some big things in my life that were more than a lot of people, more than 90% of the people on the planet has not done some of the things I did that I put my efforts into, you know. And it did take a lot of work but circumstances came along and that whole thing changed. It kind of, I had to stop. What I'm talking about is my career as a musician. Things changed so much it was no longer doable. And other things that I've attempted in my life just didn't happen. I didn't have the motivation to put in the work to be successful at it. And now I'm older. I wasted a lot of my life numbing myself and not putting my energy into more productive things. I put a lot of energy into substance abuse and alcohol, being an alcoholic. And I've had a lot of good times. I'm not going to lie, I had a lot of good times doing that stuff. And a part of me doesn't regret it, and a part of me does regret, you know, because, the way the world is, it takes a lot of money. And I'm not making a lot of money now because I made bad choices in my life. But, I've always been kind of a late bloomer in my life. So I stopped numbing myself. I see the world differently now. It's pretty crazy. We're living in crazy times, clown times, and but at least my eyes are wide open now. I mean, it's not much time. It's not even 5 months without alcohol. It's nothing really. But I'm glad that I'm not drinking, and the longer I'm away from it, the more I realize I'm not missing much. it's just out. It's just a beer. It's not the end all be all. It's a beverage. It does what it does. It tastes good, but it's not something I want to put all my effort into numbing myself, right? I'm not saying I'm quitting forever, like I said in a million of my other videos. I'm just taking a break. I want to keep that in check. I've got all the things that I'm ingesting to my body pretty much in check except for ice cream and cookies. Okay? I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not doing drugs anymore. I'm eating all fresh foods now. I'm cooking all my meals. I'm not eating a lot of processed foods anymore. I'm eating less. Uh, I just need to get my little desserts under control. I need to figure that out. Other than that, I got everything that I'm ingesting into my body under control. Okay. And now I just need to get, you know, my health. I want to get my health much better, and it is getting better. It's just kind of a slow process. The heat, the summer is not helping me because it's been so hot. But anyways, I'm getting my problems under control, and I just my goal is get myself together, get my pad together, and hopefully get a higher paying job and just have a better situation and a more productive, enjoyable life. That's what my goal is. It's not much, but that's what it is. And improve myself and my life. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do. Improve myself and my life. Because the direction I was going, I did a complete U turn. Okay. Complete U turn. You know, and some people might think it's futile. They're looking at me going, oh, been there, done that. Well, you know what? Everybody's different. Just because some people did what I did and it didn't work for them, that don't mean it can't work for me. You know why? Because they're not me. They're not me. Okay? I'm different. I know I have skills that other people don't have. I do. I have skills that a lot of people do not have. And those were skills that I wasn't taught in school. These are things I learned in my life, throughout my life, that I learned myself, that I put the work in on. Okay. I know what I'm good at. And there's other things that I haven't done yet that I might be very good at. But the only way I'm going to know is to get myself together first so I can get into a situation where I can try things, right? You don't know till you try. So, it's all about me right now. Okay? I need to focus on me more instead of just numbing myself from myself, right? There's times in someone's life where they need to be self-centered and selfish. Okay? There is times where when you like a guy like me that was not focused on myself enough and not serving myself enough, those are the guys like me are the ones that need to do the U-turn and turn it around and start focusing more on myself, start being more selfish with myself and giving myself a better chance. It's all up to me. It's all an inside job, right? It's all me. I have to do it. No one's going to do it for me. I have to serve myself. But at the same time, if I want to improve my life, I do have to serve others in a better, higher capacity, to get rewarded more. It's how it works. But anyways, I got 19 weeks. It's a good start. I feel good. Um, I'm probably going to go for a run today. Probably is a key word, because I hired a worker to take out these big trees that are in front of my place here, because I'm going to start renovating slowly. Because another plan is, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. I'm going to get the outside of my place looking real good, right? Okay. And then after I'm done with the outside, I'm going to start on the inside. I'm going to start selling a lot of my shit, a lot of it. Stuff I ain't using's got to go. I'm either going to sell it or donate it or throw it away. I'm tired of the stuff in my cluttering me, okay? I'm going to start selling bikes. I'm going to get finished what I started in here. I'm probably not going to leave everything black. That's just going to be my primer, because my plans have changed with this place. I no longer want to make it a nightclub. So I'm going to repaint the whole inside. I got a guy that's willing to help me. And I'm going to get it all looking good. Then I'm going to decide whether I want to stay living here or not. Okay. But I'm not going to even think about selling this place till I get it straightened out. Because if I can get this place straightened out and looking good, I'll get a hell of a lot more money for it. And that's what my goal is. So I got people that will help me. I just have to keep working and doing it slowly, because I can't pay for everything all at once. The renovations are going to cost me more than I can afford. So I have to do it slowly. But anyways, that's what's up. Brain's been going crazy lately. A lot of thinking going on. That's the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and get going, get me some breakfast. And today's my Saturday, so I would really like to get down to that park before it gets too hot. Get me some jogging in. Going to get my truck with a broken shifter cable. It's going to cost me about $500, but that's okay. It's better than $1,500, what I thought it could be. So anyways, I'm going to get going. I do appreciate everybody's support. I really do. And I do have a product review coming up. And I bought these little microphones that I'm going to start using, because I'm going to use my cell phone for my new camera, because I think the video quality is a little better than this, but it's the sound quality that wasn't very good with those. So I bought some little microphones. We're going to try that probably on my next product review that I'm going to do today. So y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch you later.